all power, all to outsmart us, to gather us around the world, so investors cannot come here because you want to come. They'll be afraid. That's the intention, not to allow investors to come. So they do.
Ambassador Joseph Boakai made a statement that people shouldn't take men's job and give it to boys. He's a boy taking over a man's tax in the presidency. What do you make of that?
Two things I want to say. That statement doesn't go well with me. If Mr. Weir is a boy, then I think he's a good boy, because Joseph Boakai, former Vice President Boakai, dropped in his heart. He collapsed, almost died. It is that boy, because George Weir, who ran there, pick him up, charter a plane to fly him abroad for open heart surgery, and made him to live today with pacemaker battery. He's a battery total right now. So the battery is controlled by the white man who gave it in a medical center where he was flown to. So maybe he's not well to speak the way he's speaking. He's not well. He's using battery. It's not normal. A man who is using battery and a man who has a natural eye, compare the two. So Joseph Boakai, the former Vice President, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He's sick. So maybe that the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. So Joseph Boakai, the former Vice President, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He's sick. So maybe that the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. So Joseph Boakai, the former Vice President, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He's sick. So maybe that the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. How many million people voted that boy? So many millions. Look at this boy and you elected him. Maybe you call George Weir boy because of the age, because Joseph Boakai is over 70 and this boy is about 50 something. So when you say boy, well, that's it. But boy in the sense of immaturity, no. George Weir is mature. He's mature. That's why he told Joseph Boakai on the ground where he collapsed to fly here, bro, for medical checkup, for medical surgery. That's why
I supported Joseph Boakai, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. There's a man who bought me paper before. Mm-hmm. I'm buying paper now because the time is rich. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he insisted, he said, when you run for one term, he insisted it. I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest, find somebody else.
To live today. I think Joseph Boakai, in conclusion, should be very grateful to that boy who flew in out of the country for open heart surgery that make him to live today. But the way Joseph Boakai speaks, the way he acts, he is one of the 9 ungrateful lepers. The fact is, you could have emailed you, but he did not. He saved this old man. But what the old man is returning is ungratefulness. Call this president boy. You call the whole Liberian president boy, then you old man, you told him battery around here. But I cannot look at a battery man and elect you, because any minute you could collapse. But you already say you want to be president, and we know your record. You're on the time bomb, on the borderline.
Just sitting and laughing and reading the comment section. John Balu said, the reason why...
said the king to rescue Obale, the king to kill us slowly. There's some of us, we have 10 children, no husband, to even help us to sustain our children. That on the side what we're sending, that Susu can help us to pay our rent, to pay our children's school fee. But the government, people come here and they tell us that we should leave the sidewalk. And once of the seven area, they sort of be careful with. The water, the poo water running from China Penny. They don't put the effort to clear the poo. Yeah, Pia Central Bay. Or in the car, the necklace, Nana, and I in the crack, on the car. They all the ferret necklace. They can occupy the car. They come in and see that one. But with the
Senator
innocent
Balu
people,
was
why we know how
and the 17 young men were killed between Lower Magidi and Grand Bassa County. Senator Balu was senator when one of the people who funding all of this effort was giving Intergenetic Hospital money and squash car to lobby for him to move on traveling ban and access free. But today, he say he want to save the country. Senator Balu was senator when Bridgeway from London came to do prospect in Liberia. Senator Balu then got vehicle and money.
Balu la Brian the senator.
He thought of saving Liberia then. You know, sometimes some people sit on a particular platform, and this is the reason why the argument is going to get big this few times. Because look, there's some.
I don't think I can do this. It's against my faith. I
Agostina,
I don't want to do it.
Agostina,
Yeah.
you can't put me in any situation that I can handle. Don't do it to me. You can't put me in any situation that I can handle. Don't do it to me. You can't put me in any situation that I can handle. Don't do it to me. If you talk to somebody and they tell you, say, oh, because I'm more, don't do it. Don't put me in any situation I can handle.
I don't
Yeah.
talk to anybody, boy.
No, okay, you ain't got to do it. What you do for me? Let's just go to the lady tomorrow morning. We'll see her. That's all. You ain't got to do anything. Yeah?
Yeah, for what now?
Agostina, don't put me in any situation I can handle. Well, yeah.
At the station.
All right. I'll come in for you after you. So we can go see her, yeah?
To do what now?
Not doing anything. We'll just go and see her. Yeah?
I don't do anything, but I can't do it. I can't afford it.
Agostina, that will not be for me.
It's not a job budget. And somebody come and stand in front of me and say, Representative Gray is misleading the public. It's a deception. No, I said something I didn't mention him. He's drowning in the crisis of integrity. He's not only fake, he's drowning in the crisis of integrity. You then inform the people for lying to the public that there's no this. Madam, the money here. All they said, what they put it. I beg you. One question is, when they took it out, can you show us where you put your share? That's the question. If they answer that question, come back to me.
We now go over to Robert Tier of the Unity Party.
Yeah, you know, everything I do, we must first tell the thing to the people.
That's what I'm saying.
We've been doing that. We have people clean the champagne in our various communities. You know, in social science, said, we go to people and ask them what they name. And so you pointing them to say, I name this. But if you don't ask your people, then what you carry to them? So before I ask them what they name and what they name, that we take them to them.
Your three major priorities.
Right now, if you look at I'm a teacher in profession.
You teacher?
Yeah, I'm a teacher. The second thing is that we want the boroughs autonomous.
The boroughs what?
It's autonomous. It's autonomous. Yeah, it's autonomous.
Go ahead.
And we look at some of the things we have to consider because we talk about autonomous. That means you have a lot of facility, a lot of things that you do in the borough. And if you are autonomous and you have other things to do, and if you look at the good men are young people are graduated from college in the district. Right now, the first thing we embarked was to have a reconciliation regional meeting all of the communities.
So Tia, at what level were you teaching? Was it elementary, junior high, or senior high?
We're taking elementary divisions.
Oh, okay.
Elementary division. And we're credible, we are more accessible, and we're development oriented. So
Hello, Robert B. Tier is a librarian. After our graduation from the elementary school, we keep the Murray Road to attend the junior high school, the Pasadena Junior High School, and from there we went to Central High and we graduated 1998. I'm a teacher in professions. Robert Tier is one of the daughter's son. Robert Tier is one of the credible sons. Robert Tier is deserved to be a servant in the district. Robert Tier is a public servant. I always work at the Liberia National Security Agency in Kema County.
I have been working for the past 6 years with Jobia government, and we are caretaker. We are the one that's doing the cleaning up and thing. Since Joseph Boaka for the past 6 years, since Joseph Boaka took over for the past 3 months, they be demanding us to come to work every day. For me, I pay $450 to where I live to come here and $450 to go back. Every day they will take this thing for oil and carry. But I was surprised yesterday, the minister called and he want to have a meeting with us. So we got there, Paulina.
End up becoming ghetto kids, and today they are ghetto parents. We have ghetto parents in the country now. So yes, there are too many things to talk about. Lots of things. Yes, President Boaka is back to the country. That's great. Yesterday he was there in Tanzania, and we listened to the blunder. But yes, it's good that he's back because there was a very brilliant and interesting conversation that we have been dragging that we wish to talk about. But particularly when the president is in the country, and of course he is paying attention to issues within Liberia. And of course, this morning, as a welcoming treat for the president, we're going to be looking at a very, very critical decision that has been made. And on yesterday, we also saw a communication coming from, I think, the Ministry of Justice in regards that, we've been talking about this rule management, traffic rule management contract, and this who is the legitimate holder, what is the processes of terminating the contract in the face of the contract, why are we trying to impose another one? All these conversations plus other issues. We have communications in our possession that we'll read out for you, coming from the president's office instructing the termination of the MDMC's contract in the traffic management that has to do with the issuance of license plates, driver license, and just everything, vehicle registration, and just everything that's related to that for the Liberia traffic management. A Lebanese company, business that's been in this country ever since, been trying to maneuver her way to beat system and beat the process through illicit means. It look clear. It look as though they have made some significant inroads into the Barker administration. But for the record, we will be having these conversations this morning. And of course, in the mining sector, the other day we talked about it as well. The government has taken actions to, increase license fees, and these things have created a bit of chaos within the mining industry of our country, with Liberian miners and Liberian stakeholders within the mining sector raising serious concerns. And these things are there. So where is the prospect for Liberian businesses? How are Liberians going to work in Liberia and become millionaires in their own country? If businesses that Liberians are doing, our government are strangulating them in favor of foreign businesses. But we'll talk about this plus other. Today is all Liberian businesses. And I hope the Chamber of Commerce, the Liberia Business Association, and other stakeholders within the Liberian business network will find this very, very interesting to sit around and let's talk about it together on the show this morning. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, Hagar Gona is here. Hagar, good morning.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning to Liberians. And it's always a pleasure to be back here behind these microphones to do the Liberian people business. And we are grateful to God for good health, being with life this morning. And we are here, like you said, let's say welcome to the president. Welcome back to country, even though you had absolutely no better representation of the Liberian people. While in Tanzania, evidence of the fact that you could not respond to a question posed to you by the panel of judges there while you were in Tanzania, questions that could seek sponsorship and partnership of Liberia and Liberians where our country could benefit from. You could not, because according to your vice president, he said you are getting old, and once you are getting old like you are now, your sense of reasoning, your brain will go down, and that's what Liberians are experiencing now. But it's good that you are back in country, at least continue to use the country's money, at least so that you can be able to survive for the next 6 years. And then when we are out here, tomorrow we told everybody that posterity is going to judge us, and when we are here after 6 years, we are going to be counting on what did you do during the time as president of the Republic of Liberia. So we are here to talk about some of the happenings in the country under your government, and I hope that you see our conversation today, and as always, you see our conversations as ones that are seeking the interests of the Liberian people. So it's good, Abu, that we are here. And today, talking about the cash giveaway. Today is Thursday. We're here to give out 50,000, 10,000 out this morning, depending on how many persons we will have playing. And all that you have to do this morning to be a part of our list of winners is you dial *799 *70#, and just for 200 LD, we stand a chance to win 50,000 this morning, 20,000 or 10,000 here this morning. So at least play 5 times, and then you use $1,000, then yes, you stand a chance instantly to win. The list here this morning is 10,000, which could double, or even some will say quadruple what you'll be using here this morning. But whatever the case is, we are here, and it's up to you between now to the time check is 9 minutes up to 7. So let's see between now, yes, or 8, 9 minutes up to 8 o'clock. So let's see between now to at least 10 minutes past 8. If we can have at least 6 persons playing, then we can do our first draw. So it is up to you now. And for you following us live on Facebook, continue to share the live so that others can be a part and not miss to this edition of the program. Emmanuel Illings Jr., good morning, Freedom FM. I'm watching you guys from Grand Bassa County. Good morning. Emmanuel, bro, I feel so bad for my Liberian compatriots who are at risk of being deported from the U.S. in the next couple of days. Yes, and talking about that, Abu, I've seen the first list of 110 Liberians who are expected to be deported to the country.
That's something I've seen.
Yes, 110 Liberians who are expected to be deported back home. And can we go about to let's just name a few of them so that we know where we are.
If you won't call the people names, so
our people here can know that maybe if you guys somebody there, their name is on this list, they are expected to be that. Or what you think?
What do you do?
Maybe we will petition the U.S. Embassy and tell Donald Trump to suspend what he want to do here. But whatever the case is, over 110 Liberians expected to be deported back home between now to the 5th. The first 110, but the total number of Liberians that should be deported is around 1,563. Okay. So at least the first 100 that we are aware of that have been brought out, the list of the individuals that have been brought out, the first 110. So we hope that we can. I'm trying to see where I got this stuff kept. I want to see that we can.
While you're looking for it, I think this is what I think I can say about that. And basically, it will be to empathize with any of our compatriots that will be victim of this situation in a which way. Life is a whole kind of tricky thing, right? Because when you are a voice of more, and then at the same time, you have to sometimes allow the humanness in you to identify humanitarianly in cases, as much as there are defaults with their legal status or statuses and all of that, but yet still understanding the desire that drove them, into pursuing greener pasture in the great United States of America, and that these desires will be short-circuited because of the robust and some will say radical presidential executive orders, right? That will see them return to their respective countries. Not only Liberia, people have been
Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nigeria, Ghana,
every country, even Sierra Leone, Guinea, Ivory Coast. I mean, just everywhere. Nigeria has a very huge contingent that's going to be going back. So I know societies that they are going to be returned to will just have to adapt some extra precautionary measures, because when people are used to big life, and then out of a sudden they get that is taken away from them, and then they are placed in an environment where there are very scarce opportunities. People will use their sophistications acquired in these advanced society, and they will come to start to involve themselves with some illegal undertaking. So law enforcement has to be beefed up in many ways, not to confront them in hostile manner, right? And then we have to just improve in a lot of areas to keep adequate surveillance and make sure that it is. We do not feel the negative externalities of the return of these compatriots in ways, because some of them are very sophisticated. They've been exposed to a lot of things on that side, right? And when they come here, opportunities are scarce and they can't have any. Who knows? They could set up themselves into different gangs and, getting themselves involved into other wire frauds or all kinds of things here. Our society is not too open to it. And then at the end of the day, it becomes terrible for us. But yes, we are saddened by the news. But again, this is something that was known, right? Because Mr. Trump did not conceal his true intent while vying for the presidency of the United States of America. He was clear that this is who I am and this is what I'm going to do. These are the policies I'm going to pursue, and this is how I'm going to do it. His far-right extremist position on immigrations and, of course, migrant is clear, and it was known to everybody in America and around the world. His position on global and international politics were clear with the issues of foreign aid. And so the world probably just needed a moment to brace themselves for these things. And, if they came as a surprise, then it would be like, these things were said. So the different international conferences and regional conversations that were held was supposed to consider, assuming the election goes, for example, let's take the West ECOWAS, for example. So what are the conversations, the discussions that ECOWAS was having before now in preparation for these kinds of situations? African leaders, what are the conversations they were having? That America has been a great partner, looking at their own budget line and all of that, and you see the contribution of America and all of these things, security and all of the other things. Okay, assuming Mr. Trump, who has this policy direction, becomes president. So what adjustment are we going to put as an alternative fallback? So, basically, I think that's why we go to school, to be able to read situation and know what steps to take at what time, so that when decisions are made, it just does not take us by surprise. But again, this is it. The brothers will be returning, and we hope that they will find life on this side, and we hope that our government here will create the enabling environment to integrate them and make them feel at home and give them hope.
And Abu, my own issue is I hope they are not amongst those who despise their country. I hope they are not amongst those who never thought of returning back home one day.
Whoever they are,
because once they are amongst those group of individuals, then shows that it's going to be more burden on the government, the country as a whole. Especially looking at the government, say the government is serious. Then you're having people coming back. We're talking about 1,563 plus persons that are expected to be deported, and the first batch that should be arriving on the 5th. On the 5th of February, just next week, is 110. So all of these things, people say, I'm gonna call me money just here. No, I am call me so somebody can know whether your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your boyfriend. So at least when you come in, you get already know that people come in, you get money every day, maybe sending $50 on the fire, and then coming now, nothing come. And the good thing, the bad thing about America, this deportation is Abu, wherever you are.
But I show you the people boyfriend have been sending the money that illegal.
No, so.
Call the name.
Yeah, so so who are calling name, then you know whatever labor money or you go, you can call that December. Your December is among them, but whatever the case is terrible.
No, but I'm seeing the names. Public information.
I'm seeing the names.
Call it or not, call it. Once we have it, we get the names out.
So the first 110, we got Elizabeth M.K. Wu. This name is a minor name for Nimba. Samuel K. Roberts, Martha G. Newman, Joshua F. Kamo, Fatu S. Kamara, Koto N. Bamba, Bimba, Michelle A. Comfort Wasumo.
These are names of Liberians
that are
expected
expected
to be deported. So
Thomas,
we have the first phase, the first batch of
Thomas W. Zaza, Fanta D2, Benjamin K. Blama, Kadiatu A. Sumo, Deconti, MB Wia, George T. Sherman, Alex B. Dolo, Koto A. Jala, Prince B. Cannon, Saya, no Siaria K, Vid, Gifty, X Harris, Samuel B. Moore, Timmy Edan, Jerome K. Sharif, Shubi Salif, Amanda M. Tulia, James F. Kofa, Zuba X, Jangaba, Marie F. Wia, Kwe, K. Lake, Judy M. Newman, Alfred B. Brown, Zara W. Kamara, Emmanuel T. Gay, Beer, K. Cooper, Tony B. Wa, Josephine S. Louise, Clarence F. Salif. Yeah, the name are just too many. We can go. But again, there are too many. Some of you, B. Johnson, Wilson, KCS, Sevens X.
Let me read a comment somebody shared on social media in regards to this. The person said, "May those who plan to leave their wife and family after reaching America be deported." And those who went to take care of their family back home, guard them, may God guide them to this process. So this person's prayer is people who decided to say because they enter America, they left everything, so they abandon their children, their wives, and everything. May they be deported. I'm not part of it. I'm just sharing what I've posted about these, right? And then, but for those who went there genuinely in desire to get something to take care of the family and make and put smiles on the life of the faces of the family. This poster is praying that God will protect them against deportation. So this is where we are.
So you do have
a list. I think we call like 20. So
yeah, plus person. Tomorrow we will continue from tomorrow. They're supposed to be back on the 5th. They will be coming through the Rawas International Airport.
And additional list, we're getting additional list today because basically we're trying to get the full listing.
Yeah, the full listing. We will get 1,563 persons that are expected to be deported. That is the first batch that the people already get a clue of. So once we can get out of the names, trust us, we'll go. Even if we get call or we'll post them. So yeah. 3 minutes past 8 o'clock, and we are waiting to see that you play your cash giveaway just for 200 LD. You still have a chance to win 50,000 or 10,000 Liberian dollars right here. Looking at the list, nothing improving, nobody yet. So once we can have 6 person playing, just dial star 799 hash, star 799 hash. Okay, the list. Star 799 star. It should be star 799 star. 70 hash. Yes, star 799 star 70 hash. So yes, once you can play using star 799 star 70 hash, we just need 6 persons at least. You can play 3, 4, 5 times at most, and then be a part of a list of winners who could be winning 50,000 or 10,000 here this morning. The least money is 10,000, so you could win that. You prepare yourself. 10,000 is around. Should we say five bags of rice according to our president, so that way you could use it to imagine I went somewhere yesterday.
Yeah, that's 5 bags.
I went somewhere yesterday. People asking me, a group of people asking me, "Hey guys, where do you think we can find the rice that the president spoke about?" I said, I said we want to go to the farmer Bwaga's farm.
No, maybe I think you gotta go find the local Unity Party head office. In your district, in your community, you want to buy a 2,000 rest, find the local Unity Party head office. You go, you ask them. If the rest is not there for sale, then maybe they will show you where. Because it seems that we can't make a country here, only Unity Party posts of our no. You got to be your brother keeper. So the places you can go and buy your rest for 2,000, you please show it to other people, let them go buy their own. You can't run the country. Yeah, we agree. Everybody will join you now. And everybody will join you. My people, if that to survive, and they say you must be green, and go survive. Oh yeah, because if that is the order of the day, I mean, these things are actually disheartening. We thought we have reached a level where everybody will have freedom to who they want to be in terms of their political decision. Because before, other men can go interpret a song and way. When you cross the road, we're not talking about you. We're talking about people who are on the rear side of the road. So where I say, oh yeah, and I say, who you want to be? No, That one there, golfing making decision on that one. God say, everybody must stay on the right hand side of the road. The other people stay on the left hand side of the road. When you jump from the right hand side, you go to the left hand side. Then that's not our business. We don't get nothing. When you jump on the left hand side, you come on the right, on the right hand side. That's not our business. Somebody was joking and say, I don't know. Let's say Donald Trump. Donald Trump have said, for example, if you say you woman but you in man valid, no problem. When you illegal, you not get paper, you commit crime, they will grab you. You the man, you say you in woman valid, they will put you in man cell. They put you in man cell. The thing what you say you let the men would yeah. So when all the veil them finish with you, when you move from there, they will know whether you in man body or you in woman body. Nonsense. So but anyway, so yes, the cash giveaway is on, and we're giving out money. It's important. You make money here.
So yes, we're moving on. At least 5 more persons. Let's see between now to what's the time now? 6 minutes past 8 o'clock. We want to do it between now to the next 15-20 minutes at least, man. Let's get 5 persons to play. Then we'll do the draw. It's up to you. Just that we want to give your cash prize while you follow this radio. It's always good. And the I don't know whether we have to confirm this, but the draw for the house, 2-bedroom house, should be on Sunday. Yes, because it should be during the finals of the National County Sports Meet, and I'm sure the finals is going to be on Sunday. My GB is up against Lofa County today. My old man Sam Sanya, my chief, my boss, Papi today. I don't know whatever the case is.
The Papi is from Lofa County. But today, the group of people who will play are Rofa. So we'll be Rofa. My GB is going to flog Rofa County. So those of the people that are from Rofa County, that Baka, Alexa, that Rofa County.
People. So that the people will be. Yeah, so today our bossman will not be our bossman.
So once you from Lofa,
we support Rufa, but we can support Rufa. So
Rufa men will flog.
Yeah, so we are here at least 4 more now. We're moving on, 4 more persons. Then we'll do our draw. At least this morning is 10,000 for you. Star 799 star 70 hash star 799. Emmanuel bro, remember we are investigators. We are investigators.
You
surprise. You want me to share with you a list? Enter my inbox. I will share with you the list, so you can see for yourself. But yes, we are here. Let's observe.
So if you there, you want to for your
December. That kind of my inbox. I will send you a full list, so you can do it.
Me are giving list. I ain't no list because people already say. That we won't bring it here. So my head,
you support that Trump. He was one of the supporters in abstention.
Not necessarily like people who say ordinarily one of the supporters. And in all I do, I try to be a realist, real to my conscience. In that when I see white, I say it's white. When I see black, I say it's black. Right? Sometimes, unfortunately, in this complex war, our opinions will get entrapped into the mixture of the different views and things and all of that. But honestly, we were basically looking at what the realities are. You see, Mr. Biden, okay, when Mr. Biden contested, I supported Mr. Biden election, owing to the records and the performance of Mr. Trump, right? Now, when we supported Biden was to come and deliver in ways that America, the great people of the United States, will not consider a return to Mr. Trump, right? But while Biden was president, the policies adapted and the way governance happened in America and the reactions and the polls that we were getting and reading. So it was not, I was not in the right position to ignore the reality as I saw them, right? It's not like, I basically our conversation was to say that with the way things are proceeding, right, Trump return is inevitable, right? So admitting to the inevitability of Trump's return to the presidency of the U.S. will now automatically amount to an ideological agreement or approval of Trump to be the president. But it is not with him and whims, right, to decide who becomes president of the U.S. It is in the whims of the voters in America, and their voting decisions are going to be predicated upon their life experience. These environments are not like Liberia, where you can use other means to induce people and all of that. No. They look at your healthcare policy. They look at they look at what you're doing. They compare. They have data available to them. So if you came to make things better than your predecessor, and the data are showing that you are managing it terribly, and you're seeing the opinion polls, you're seeing the shift. The people are shifting backward. So all you have to do is to do policy readjustments, and these things did not happen up to the election periods. And some of the things that were viewed as the shortcomings of the Democrats with Mr. Biden were there, but people felt they could use the media to turn them around. And when you're up against extremists and fanatics, you have to be careful, because fanatics and extremists, they will always prey on the weaknesses of the gullible people. They will prey on the weaknesses of the gullible people, and that's exactly the game plan of Mr. Trump.
But Abu, is my understanding that amongst some of the arguments you had with people who were anti-Trump, some of them, you said Trump had a policy, a better policy that could shift the whole world and all of these things. So you think the deportation of not just Africans and the deportation of individuals who have been in America, on a frank and sincere note, I'm sure also there are Liberians, let's say there are Americans in other countries who apparently don't have the better or the right documentation, all of these things, but they live in those countries without being questioned. And now Trump is here taking people off or deporting people because if you of whatever reason. But you say in some of your conversation, you say Trump was going to ensure that the world is shifted through the policy that he was going to implement. You think any sign of that?
So this is it. I don't know, but what I said basically was that owing to how global trouble was surging, right? Conflicts were surging, and understanding the contribution of the U.S. under Mr. Biden, right, and the cry for global peace and justice, right, around the world that we all were listening to, right. That was a sign that indeed the world is craving for a change and a stop to some of these things. So people will move more towards a man that is telling the world that, look, once I'm president, right, I will ensure that there is a return to peace in all of the war zones. Then a man that is passing billions after billions for more ammunition and bombs, and different drones are being developed to take life, right? At that moment, people will be deciding for the man that is saying will restore peace and calm. But there were
efforts to ensure that those countries involved, there were efforts under the Biden administration to ensure that they reach a ceasefire agreement and all of these things.
So then what stopped them? You know how long, let's take Gaza for example, you know how long the ceasefire dragged in while Biden was president? It was not achieved. Up to he leaving the president.
I think during the final 2 weeks of his administration, things.
So how
even the current ceasefire that is.
Okay, that's when they've lost the election already. You understand? That's when the election was already lost. But you had the presidency. The war started within your regime while you were seated. So,
but these are two independent countries.
Of course,
he cannot interfere. He could not interfere with. Their affairs, except Abu, if there is something happening between you and I here, right? There is something that is happening between you and I, and then our boss, Omer Sam, decide to call us for negotiation. It is up to us, because we are two mature people. It is up to us listening to what he will say, whether or not we will accept what he has said to us, or what he will say to us, whether or not we can use that to reconcile. So, looking at Gaza, looking at what happened between Israel and These are people who are independent countries. So there was nothing that he could do except to provide support for the ones with the lesser hand. So now because you feel you stronger than the person, so every day you catch the person beating conversation to ensure that you do it. Well, so frankly speaking, Abu, I'm one person, I must say this to you, I'm one person who did not believe in Trump agenda. The fact is not because I heard of information that he was going to deport people or this, but I normally I see Trump just as I see Bwaka, and that's one thing I don't pretend. I can see this clearly to people. Just how vindictive and arrogant you see Bwaka, like just how vindictive and arrogant you see Trump. The only difference between Trump and Bwaka, I can always tell people, is Trump got his own money that he can use for own himself, but Bwaka is using the country's money. So that's the difference. But if you compare Trump and of course Bwaka, there is absolutely no difference in terms of their attitudes, in terms of how arrogant they are, how they feel they've ascended so they can listen to nobody. So Trump, let's say Trump and of course Bwaka are of the same category. So looking at his activities now, let me say this to you: is this something, especially the mass deportation of citizens? Is this something you really saw coming?
Of course, it was clear.
I said that you feeling cool with that?
It has got nothing to do with me feeling cool or not cool, right? I mean, let's be frank. It really does not have. It doesn't have any material impact, because look, I'm a student of international relations and global politics. These debates are always there. You have the left, you have the far left, you have the far right, the leftists. So these ideologies are always there. So when a society is moving towards the left, you know exactly what their views are about immigrations and what their views are about international relations and global politics. Those are exactly what it's going to be like. And the world should brace themselves for it. Mr. Trump did not have what he was going to do. So it had absolutely zero to do with whether I support Trump or I do not support Trump. But as an opinion leader, what basically people like us were doing is to be real to the people and the facts and the stats and the numbers and say, this is what's happening. So those who are so interested in it, who adopt the remedial measures, the measure that will save the world or save the United States of these things. How well did they do it? Right? The Democrats themselves blundered their campaign. For example, if it was known that Mr. Biden would not have continued or ended the process, how then did we now see it from the very get-go and allow Kamala, right, to begin the process, set herself in motion, and do all of the necessary arsenals that will be required to confront a Trump of a Trump. But you wait in the dying minute, right, and turn power over. That was selfish. If you want to blame anybody for what happened,
that was not his doing. Biden could not contest because of the public outcry of his age and his health.
But those things were known. He was in public denial.
After Biden would have contested the election. But because of the public outcry, America is not like you and I here.
I agree with you. And that's what I'm saying, right? On account of these symptoms, because these concerns were raised way before, but fanatics of the Biden wings were arguing, oh no, the public can make it. What I'm saying, to salvage the threat that was on our hand as a war, right? We have taken the most appropriate actions, right? Understanding the incapacity that came around with the Biden things and everything that happened to him, and allow Americans to know Kamala, right, in detail from the very get-go. 1 year to election, put Kamala there. Kamala sets up everything. Kamala begins to engage. Kamala begins to communicate, right? The different reforms and everything, countering and build a strong counter, because Trump's campaign strength is in propaganda in the media, right? They understand how to downright credible media institutions. So you need to construct a counter PR, right, that's able to challenge and confront. But you doing constructive conversation and things, Mr. Trump just sit down and look at a very established over 20 to 30 years and media personality that the world has fit in. And we just say one thing to that person. And we just say one thing, and before you look, it has gone all over the place.
Yeah, but it's okay, at least. But Abu, frankly, my own issue with that Trump administration, his entire thing about deportation is that because I feel it is going to increase the criminal rates across the continent of Africa, because bulk of those being deported, Abu, we are talking about 1,444,000 plus human beings that should be deported across the world from the U.S. So I think 1 or 3 million, something around there. So and this man, this is one thing I'm told he's sending salary advance to over 3 million workers.
Talking about the criminal rate. No, that's a good observation. So what are we saying? Should our African leaders or other leaders where these people are going to sit and fold their hands and wait for the crime rate to increase?
In a country like Liberia, what do you think you would do? On an administration like Bwaka?
There is, whether it's Bwaka or whoever, right? That's why you have the national envelope. It must be used for the safety protection of the Liberian people. So when crime rate will increase and you see the danger coming, prepare for them.
Oh, so I think. Okay, old man Sam Simon is on live. Maybe he's interested in this topic. Morning, Chief.
Morning, very interested in that conversation.
Okay.
So we can take additional time to debate this conversation.
Okay.
Because the young man over there, he probably says the defender is basically defending what he defended for the last several months, requesting that Donald Trump going to be a good president in the world. Donald Trump going to make the world peaceful according to Apple. Donald Trump going to ensure that all those tongues start. No war, will be cool, there will be no more trouble. America will be safe for Americans, and America will be a better place for all the people from around the world.
Trump said that.
He did that. I put together that two out. The Trump policy was the best policy. And he said defending it, which of course I have right to defend why he believes that the policy was going to be a good policy. But they want to remind Abu that in Nigeria we got almost 7,000 criminals for each year that they were so keen on their way to Nigeria. We got 1,500 plus that have served their sentences in America. We got additional 4,000 in jail whose sentences are still ongoing. They're going to commute the sentences in America and give them over to one Nigeria. They say the one they stay in their prison. Those people are on their way here. I want people to understand his brothers and sisters that are in America, illegally, that is supporting this country financially, millions and millions of dollars coming from them to support Nigeria. They are on their way home. They are funding America for the PPS, the temporary protected status for Nigeria. They have been there for many years. And that temporary protected status in America is going to renew it by April. They're not going to do it this year. More than 40,000 Nigerians are on that temporary protected status. And they're going to be coming back to Nigeria. Nigeria is in time of help. Those that are outside sending money to us, Mr. Trump is sending them back to us here. Where are they going to be? Those are the consequences. Those are the risks extended. Those are the risks associated with his support. He sat on every platform and convinced the world that Trump is the best president in the world. He defends Trump as being the best president. I just want to remind you, many Nigerians, his brothers and sisters, that benefited the remittance service from America will no longer have it. Our people are coming home in a denigrating manner. Our people are coming home using everything they have earned, they have worked for in America. So that is a message. But trust me, tell Abusi we'll have a real debate this afternoon.
So, Bobby, what can we do to save it now?
He's out.
So, I don't know how our conversation are viewed as defending these things. We have on countless occasions expressed our sadness about the fact that our compatriots are entrapped into these things. Basically, our conversation is just an admittance to the entrapment that has happened as a result.
Maybe we have to just speak
the election that
some
happened
of
in
our
the US.
frequent players. Then we'll move on to do let's have a conversation like the old man has said in studio. So we have
so somebody I come in, we'll talk to that frequent. So let me hear what Mr. Michael Gilman have got to contribute. Mr. Gilman, I'm sure you want to chip in too as well.
Absolutely. I've been following. Let me say good morning to you and Hagar there and the Liberian people and all those following.
Good morning.
Good morning, and great to be with you this morning. I've been following, and a very interesting topic, especially as it has to do with our brothers and sisters, the over 1,500 that have been shortlisted on the deportation list. I want to emphatically state that less than 1% of those Liberians are in prisons or jail in America for any crime they might have committed. Less than 1%. Those people that are shortlisted for deportation are not necessarily criminals.
Okay.
I like to emphasize that.
So the criminality aspect we can emphasize on that meaning, but because it doesn't really mean that the people coming, they are criminals.
Right. No.
Okay.
We can't dwell on that. We can't dwell on that mainly because they are not. These people are working in the states, the various states where they are residing in. They are working. They pay their dues, their taxes, and everything, but they overstayed.
Okay.
And it could be negligence on some of their part. I've seen a list with somebody been in the state since 2006 or so. TPS was extended, that's temporary protected status, was extended many times to the extent where this very Donald Trump was somehow made to sign a Liberian immigration benefit where you could transition to green card and subsequently citizenship.
Who signed that? Donald Trump signed that?
Donald Trump, when he was first president, he needed something from Congress, and Liberians in the states lobbied Congress at the time, and they slipped that in. I guess because he got what he wanted, he signed that. Many people benefited from that, but people sometimes they are relaxed in their situations, or they see it hard, or they don't want to pay the fees for immigration benefits.
Okay. And so they will keep dragging their feet,
and keep dragging and renew TPS, which is under $500 or so renew TPS instead of paying the $1,000 and more to get permanent status, And people are also afraid when these things come about to apply for renewal. They are afraid that if they go to apply, they
will be grabbed,
get caught, and put in jail and stuff like that. So all of those things happen, But it's a sad moment. Many of us.
But significantly, Mr. Gilman, these are not bad people. These are not criminals. These are not. Most of them. Let's say most of them. Maybe they could be one or two.
Most of them are not criminals. And if you find any Liberian any criminality, it would be for other black money scam, or they were involved in a gun shootout or something, murder or something like that. And you will find maybe less than 10 persons or so would be for such hardcore criminality.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. All right, Mr. Gilman. Yeah, thank you. But we'll find time. The old man said we have to have a debate around it. So we'll find time. Probably you could join us in that debate at some point.
No doubt.
Okay, so yes, we just want one more person, then we do our first draw here. One more person, *799 *70#. Let's call this person who has won as part of our frequent players right here this morning. Let's see whether they are ready to pick our call. If they can do so, then we move on to the next person, *799#. Sorry, *799 *70# is the code. This morning, this person isn't picking, so because of time factor, I'll have to move on to the next person right here. 724, yes. So yes, that conversation is a very long conversation we're going to have, but we have too many things here to talk about. So let's see if we can get this completed, then we move on. Just one more person, then we'll do our draw. Morning.
Hello?
Morning.
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Good morning? Okay.
Hello?
Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Hey, guy here. I'm calling you from Freedom FM.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Did you play the cash giveaway with money?
No, sir.
Okay, so you play as you've been playing it before, so you are part of the frequent list of players, right?
Yes, sir.
Check your phone. You received something. I think $1,000 as part of the frequent players this morning.
Okay.
So I'm here this morning. We're giving 50,000 up. The code is *799 *70#. So if you want to play, yes, it's up to you this morning, and still a chance to win 10,000 or 50,000 this morning.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. *799 *70# is the code. *799 *70# is the code here this morning. You stand a chance to win 10,000 or 50,000. Just one more person I need. I'll do our first draw here to see how many person will come out. Then we open it again for the next batch of players. So let's see. Let's do it. We'll interspice this conversation with giving out money to you. That's why we accepted and introduced this program. So it is up to you. *799 *70#. Then we'll move on this morning. Let's see. Do we have the one person that since we can get the frequent player picking, at least for them, they can receive that money automatically. So since we can get them, do we have the one person quickly? *799 *70#. Let's see. Okay, so we can do one. And let's see what it is here this morning. *799 *70#. We open again for another 6 persons between now to at least 8:45. If we can have 6 person play between now to 8:45, then we do another draw right here. Let me call this person. This person. Good morning. Morning. Okay, this is Hilda Gonda, and I'm calling you from Freedom FM. So what's your own name? Yeah? Nancy Fale.
Yeah.
F-A-R-L-E-Y.
You gotta move on around your monitor, man. Get the echo.
Yeah, right. Really move from the radio. Put the phone on speaker. You say Fale, F-A-R-L-E-Y. Hello? Nancy?
Maybe the phone has
Yeah,
so put it on.
Nancy, morning. Yeah, you say your name is Fallay.
Yeah.
Okay, Nancy Fallay. You said you played the cash giveaway this morning?
Yeah.
How many times?
13.
13 times.
Okay. Mr. Monoba will come to that, but then, so at what time does the ministry inform the public? Because some of the feedbacks we too have been receiving is that the fee changes in the fees were arbitrary without any deference to actors within the sectors, the miners, the traders, just everybody within the chain of mineral transactions and mining in Liberia.
So let me say to that, the Ministry of Mines and Energy, upon the inception of this administration last year, have been involved with a series of reform consultations. One of those involved trying to see how best our mineral and mining law of 2000. So you can tell that the law is like 25 years old. Okay. How we can go back to that law and look at practical and current day realities in terms of application. So we have been involved with talking to stakeholders in the sector. Among yourself or with stakeholders, because many stakeholders are complaining that this is new to them, that they have no prior knowledge about the increments. All right, so I don't know which category of stakeholders you spoke with, but
hello. Okay.
Cooperate. Yes.
Go ahead.
So, so thank you. So we involved with interacting with people of various lines in mining, including the Chamber of Mines, that encompasses the investors in the mining sector of all license categories. Okay, and then the ESM sector, which is the Class C, set aside only for Liberians. We have mining engineers, we have geologists, environmentalists that we called. They met at the ministry on occasions. We went to Buchanan and we were able to review the laws. And in the revision of the law, we also included other people from civil society. So, typical example, in the broken down version of what I'm trying to explain is that the Chamber of Mines had their own technical review of these new structures. And they invited the ministry and appeared almost that we organized the gathering. So, but we were there and they looked at all this and they came out with their own views, their proposals. I'm talking about the mineral mining law and even a new fee structure, which we are sent into the towns and villages where mining activities take place. And we've informed our people that this thing for now is not final because it needs your input. It is coming back to us. Then we are going to convene a very big national mineral conference or mining conference. It is at this national mining conference that we will be able to get even more public concerns about the mineral and mining sector of the country. But we are only respecting the law for now by ensuring that these fees that have been already, are worked on, we can get their feedback. When their feedbacks come in, Section 21.3 of the law.
So I come in, Rachel, if I'm understanding, so you make the fees, you increase the fees first, and then before you go have that big conference with the people, right, to decide. Is that what you're saying?
No.
I thought you should have had the conference with the people first, the consultative engagement, the awareness with the people first, before going ahead into setting up a team to draw up the structure and all of that. But you have done that already. You've, according to some of our sources, you're putting into motion before you're talking about conference.
All right. Okay, so let me just say, the mining conference basically does not concern a new fee structure. The mining conference basically is about everything mining in Liberia.
Yeah, but our concern now is the fee structure. So let's stick to the fee structure. Because about the fee structure, we're concerned about the involvement. Particularly, we understand that increment is for big companies, but then the concern from some of the folks is that what about small companies? What about Liberians that are struggling to enter the mining industry? If you're increasing the fees right now, What about Liberians that are struggling to enter? Are you trying to make it difficult for Liberians to enter into the industry?
So if I were to ask, because the journalists act as the representatives of the public, so in the ASM sector, which is the artisanal, the small scale mining sector, which is the Class C license category, set aside only for Liberian. Could you say what are some of those concerns that the small scale miners are talking about in terms of the new fee structure?
Consultation. They weren't consulted, and the prices were just increased as much as you may think. Oh, the artisanal, and then but there's an increment that has happened. So then the concern is smaller Liberian that are intending to enter the sector. Are you not making it difficult for them?
All right. So as we move along the process, we will remain committed to ensuring that the least Liberian has the opportunity to participate in the mineral mining sector. And that's the reason why from the law, the mineral mining law of 2000, the Class C mining license has been 150. Okay, and now the new fee structure is talking about 250. So I don't.
So, but then Liberian can just be limited to Class C. Let's talk about Class B. Are we saying that we are trying to create a whole monopoly around Class B and say Liberians should just go do Class C? What about Class B and prosper for Liberian entering and doing business at that level?
So we already have a whole lot of Liberians who are already into Class B mining, talking about gold and talking also about diamond. All right. So what we are intending to do, and our interest is the market should be open and the market should be free. It should be accessible for whoever is interested in the mineral mining sector. The mining sector basically operates either by sole proprietorship or by joint venture. So licenses are acquired from the ministry. Those licenses are properly managed by the holders, either solely or in partnership. The law allows for all of that.
Okay, so Richard, 1 minute. Class B, you are increasing in your new fee structure, 50,000 license fee for Class B mining, for both Liberian and foreign owned. So 50,000, you're telling me, where are you taking it from, and you're making it 50,000?
The law provides that in order to own mineral or to have mineral rights.
No. I want you to tell us what was the license fee for Class B, and that you are making it 50,000. What was it?
So the license fee for Class B, one thing I want you to understand firstly is that Class B is semi-industrial mining.
Of course, we know that. We all know that. Yeah, and we want Liberians to do that too.
Yeah, but like I told you earlier, if you went to Sand Beach in Riverside, if you went to Grand Cape County, let's say the Western region, if you went to CVI in Grand Jude, there are a lot, and it's not prudent for me to call names.
Yeah, I understand. Don't call name, Richard, but just tell us how much are you increasing the fees from? How much were
So there were minimal increment made to most of these fees. So if you were to consider mining operations and all of that, the law is not only protective of, those who have money or those who do not have money. The law is open for everyone. So if you talk about 50,000 in terms of mining in a Class B or semi-industrial sector, mining is investment and it's intentional investment. So I don't think it's intended, to shut door on other people or to create bottlenecks for people to enter into the sector. Most of the people who are raising concerns about this are not, more or less people who are afraid of investing or engaging into the sector. But maybe they are only raising these concerns because. So
here is what. I come in, Richard. Here is what you are running away from, and you don't want to say it to the Liberian people. But from what we know is that before your increment, Class B license for both foreign and Liberian was $10,000, and you're increasing it to $50,000. $40,000 difference increment. Is that fair to Liberian miners that are that are struggling to enter into the semi mining industry?
I mean, I don't understand what you will be referring to as fair or unfair.
But from $10,000, you're taking it to $50,000, and you say you want to bring Liberian on board.
So Abu, I said to you earlier, Liberians are already on board in the mining sector.
But you are increasing the fees astronomically that may just render them to leave voluntarily because they will not be able, they will most likely not be able to match up with the foreigners in the sector.
So let's put it this way. The mining sector is not a self-regulated sector. It's not an unregulated sector. The mining sector is a global business enterprise. Okay, so if you are involved with, like, for now we are preparing to go to South Africa for the mining in Durban, which is the biggest mining conference around the world. So
okay, I understand we will not get somewhere with it. They won't give you hard and small. So my colleague here wants to ask you.
No, Abu.
Yeah.
Abu. So my point here is the mining sector is an international business enterprise.
So what I want to get is international.
Increasing the fees for Class B from 10,000 to 50,000. Was that prior consultation done? Because from my understanding, there are Liberians who were requested. I know of a person who left from Sino to come and register and do all of his processes and things here, and he had to pay the amount that you say are not taking effect.
Okay. So here, what the Ministry of Mines and Energy does is public because everything is automated. We run a computer-based system that is monitored locally and internationally. If you could give us, we have our e-portal. I can send the e-portal to you, and you could check up the name of that particular mining company because basically we have the system here in the mining cadastral where you put the name of that company, it pops up. Whether they have a current license, whether the license is processed, is in process or pending, or whether the license is inactive. So the fee structure, on the watch of Minister Raymond P. that I know and that Liberia knows, he will not be here. The new fee structure announced has not met the provisions of the law or the satisfaction of the law, and people are beginning to pay that money now. I don't want to run into other things in terms of the administrative, system that have been put in place here. But no one has started paying the new fees until we can satisfy the provision of 21.3 of the mining law of 2000. And the law that I said to you earlier itself is under review because of changing realities in the mining sector. So Abu, I was not running away from your point, but the realities are changing in the mining sector. You are aware of giving some of the
so some of the reality that's changing is to take the license fee from $10,000 to $50,000.
So Abu, I will put it this way. If you want me to satisfy you, I will say you are concerned as a journalist. But if you were here at the Ministry of Mines and Energy, you are a mining engineer or a geologist, or someone around the extractive industry, you will get to know that all of these things have international implications. Okay, every mineral of these Liberia, it meets international requirements.
Richard.
So you cannot say we'll operate the mining sector of Liberia in isolation of the international atmosphere.
Okay, let's come to dredging. He got 1 minute. Let's come to dredging, sand mining, right? You have ocean sand mining. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was 10,000. It was 10,000.
We don't have ocean. We don't have ocean sand mining.
Okay, but you have class B permit, bucket, ladder, dredge, go /damo. You have river sand mining, Liberian and foreign. You've taken it to 50,000. It was $10,000. Come to me. Talk to me about that, man. Are you giving leverage to the Chinese miners above the Liberian? Is that the goal of this new fee structure?
We don't see the money in that way that you are putting your question. Because, like I said to you earlier, the money takes place mainly on the basis of either individual investment or a joint enterprise. Now, in this regard, there are a lot of Liberians who are already into mining, and some of them have partnership with foreigners. Okay? This is not a market open only to foreigners.
No, that's not the issue there. So you mean for Liberians to mine in their own country, they must enter partnership with foreigners? We're talking about Liberians deciding to do the business by themselves.
I'm not using your word much. I'm saying, I'm basically saying the mining we are talking about an industry, and any industry that has international relationship, okay, it does not operate in isolation of the global reality. So I'm saying Liberians are into mining.
So when that today the international relationship in the mining sector started, that today Liberia went doing mining here forever and ever, that today you're realized international, you're increasing the fees on the people, and then you're talking international rating, man. Let's be frank to the Liberian people. You're taking, I mean, that means we can be millionaires in our own country. You're increasing the fees, you're making the industry difficult for Liberians to enter and survive.
I wouldn't elect to go with you in that line of questioning, because I will come back in this way that mining is about revenue generation, is about providing opportunity for people to do business. Every business has obligation and responsibility, as you are at Freedom FM. Freedom FM is obligated to provide employment for people's livelihoods, and Freedom FM is also obligated to contribute to the revenue base of the country. So if we're to only look at one aspect, that Freedom FM should provide Liberians the opportunity to work and earn, and Liberians should have the opportunity to do broadcasting, then we say, oh, we should look at the aspect that Freedom will be obligated to the information ministry in terms of the government getting revenue in that regard. Then we'll not be fair to what we call business climate. So Liberians who are involved with mining, they are aware that this sector is a sector that is capital intensive. Now, that is the reason why I keep telling you that there are realities that are changing around mining globally. And those realities are telling us that in order for you to do business in the mineral and mining sector, these are requirements that you should satisfy.
Okay,
on the basis of why it looks currently. So we are not imposing, and like I said, your line of questioning, yes, your entitlement. But I'm saying we are dealing with something that everything about it is about the law. That is the reason why the ministry now has a legal unit. We have legal people looking at these things, and we have consultations that are being held. We have feedbacks that are coming in, and you are doing well because you are playing your role, playing your part very well as the informer of the public about these things, and we appreciate your effort that people are able to know that we are working around the law, and we are working around seeing what is best for the sector to be properly regulated,
and for people to know that you are astronomically increasing the fees too. But thank you very much, Richard, and extend our regards to Minister Pay. And so we will continue these conversations. We will find time to have some stakeholders around it and see what they make of it. A lot of them have said that they weren't consulted and these things are being implemented. But however, we appreciate your acceptance to come here and provide your side of the story.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you, Richard. Richard, I'll answer the question.
So,
I'll answer the question about it.
Women,
it's one of the people that I read. I
know he's my big, he's my big brother, and and so.
But the good thing about our friendship, or the good thing about us admiring people work is we done because we feel like we admire you. So I mean, we should we should play blind eyes to the interests of the Liberian people, especially when it starts to go contrary to what their views and expectations were. So,
how many Liberians at Class B? So that means you're just going to go straight to your Class C.
Yeah.
All of y'all will just be doing artisanal money. Say the people say they will not be able to get their regular 50,000 from you, so you're going to do your artisanal money. I know they say 200 or how much. So you see the mindset and the approach to Liberians about it, and these are the areas we're having the conversations from, right? So can Liberian? Okay, we're not even having conversation about Class A anymore because you take that one to 1 million. Class B, and you say 50,000 from $10,000. And now you're talking about international this, international that. But Liberians will themselves be the judge. I thought this government came to provide opportunity, a space of inclusion, and to allow an expansion for a middle income environment. How do we achieve middle income if we are putting on the books laws that strangulate, the possibility for Liberian to grow at every level? We're talking about minerals. These are our natural endowment that God himself gave to us. But our people in power are saying the foreigner must come and have the upper hand, take them out while we sit and watch in our community, end up in poverty and, of course, diseases and all of that. And nobody can come.
So let me call Nancy to confirm that she has received her money. Star 799. Star 799 star 70 hash is the code. Here we want to do our next draw. We're still up looking for 4 more persons. Then we can do our next draw right here. Just for 200 LD, still a chance to win 10,000. Let's say good morning.
Morning, sir.
You receive your money?
Yeah, thank you.
How much did you receive?
10,000.
Okay, all right. So yes, you can be like her and others who have won here. Star 799 star 70 hash, just for 200 LD. You see at least 1,000. You stand a greater chance of winning. So let's see if we can have the next 4 persons. The time is 6 minutes past 9 o'clock. We can have 4 persons. We do not have 10 o'clock at least.
We get a 4 person.
Yeah.
So this is coming from Loaf. And so I see. Many Lofians have expressed disappointment over President Bwaka's failure to provide update on the Banga to Menekoma road pavement in his zona. Just as the welcome people to say there.
One thing, an insider at the executive mansion that was able to tell me is the president did not end his speech.
Also, the speech was longer than that.
The speech should have been longer than that. It was actually, but the reason he did not end it, they started. He's that kind of person. When he starts to read, you notice that zest and strength in his voice. As a voice is going down, they understand that his condition is going. Yeah. So at that point now, they will not want to increase any pressure. So that's why. Because my question was, there were so many areas that weren't captured in the president's message. So the president said,
a lot of areas were in capture. Yeah. So you mean all the 2 say areas they put
it could be those places that like the issue of the Banga. So the president, my friend, for me, I tend to believe that because if you listen,
but
there were too many things. Did you hear the president speak about the security sector? The health sector.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think the president will go and speak without touching the security sector.
Why not?
So
what's the talking about the security sector? That was the killing in Kinja.
But I believe if you notice, the president needed to continue the speech. Let's play that video that we can play about the water. But you're not drinking since today. You're not drinking.
Yeah,
you have to. Yeah. So let's be frank. Let listen. If you listen to the guy who was talking to the president, he said yes. He said you will drink the water.
Small punishment.
You will just drink the water and how to call it and shake the people's hands and
you forget about the banana.
Yes. You will just drink.
I think it making sense, right? So basically, at that point, When the people was there, tell that he was so the security man say, forget about
the balloon will keep it. See you postpone the balloon in another address.
So that means he over two balance be the balance in
another address, and of course
and the balance sooner.
But that's where it is. We have to continue to manage with our president for the next 5 years. When we are here, we manage that.
So here we are moving to a very interesting conversation because we just from one that is about the mining sector, and they're interrelated because the desire of all of us is
about investment
in the people, right? And here it will bring joy to me and you if we know, for example, that the rice we eat every day, right, is being solely imported by Liberians.
Sure.
Because whoever becomes million from the money we spend on that is going to be a Liberian that becomes a millionaire. And that Liberian is going to be empowering their Liberian families, right, and their relatives and friends in Liberia. If they intend to do any kind of infrastructural development, either they will go Nimba if they are from Nimba, or they will go Lofa, or they will go Grand there, and they will do that for their communities. So it gladdens my heart if I see these companies or these sectors, Liberians are given upper hand in there, because every country now want to brag about millionaires. We go on the internet, we read about Nigerian millionaires. Dangote, for example, is a billionaire. Where Dangote made his billions, right in Nigeria. The government there created the avenue and the means, and he started expanding outside of Nigeria and into other parts of Africa. So when can we have a Liberian supported or protected by the government of Liberia and not being muzzled, right? Because of foreign interests, or because of the interests of other Liberians who are very selfish to bid for foreigners against Liberian companies. And when we see the government of Liberia and quote into these things, then we believe it's troubling. This is the same thing we are getting with what's happening in the mining industry. And folks, it is not only in the mining industry. The cocoa sector is the same. They have increased the fees in the cocoa sector, right? The royalty fees and the different fees that they can pay. The royalty fees are no per tonnage. It used to be around $10, right? $10 also, struggling between 10 and so. But right now they have increased it to $100. That is different from the license. That is different from the taxes. That is different from all of the other fees. And when you ask them, just like my dear brother and friend Richard said, that they say that what they're having, I know consultation, or they having say that regulation.
Yeah, the consultation they having.
Say that reform. So are you reforming to better
the lives of the people,
or you're reforming to allow more foreigners come in, while Liberians will be sitting down as spectators and watching? And then when you ask them, they say, "Oh, but the lesson fee at 50,000. If you can get 50,000." Then in the end, what you start seeing, Liberians will start selling their birthright. They will start looking for foreign
partners to come and have higher shares,
and they will be giving them peanuts, because at that point, I only want to survive. The same thing is happening with our transportation industry. These are things that in the real world will be exclusively for Liberian businesses. But in our part of the world, because kickbacks, bribery, and corruption is at the peak of our governance architecture, and when people have government position, they feel like they got to deal with the Lebanese. This is not being xenophobic, but we have to be clear here. We can't have a country where we are interested more in making Lebanese and Indian millionaires than Liberians. And this is how it starts. You think if the actual leverage were given to Liberians to compete and protect it ideally, the Salala Rubber Corporation that Jetty went and took over, Liberian could not go and buy it. Liberian could go. The reason Liberians could not bid because they don't have it. And it comes from government. Government must create the supportive environment. Now, successive government take a legal, constitutionally binding action by rewarding a competitive contract that was bidded for. And of course, this Liberian company demonstrated the capacity to deliver on the contract term and was duly rewarded or awarded the contract for the issuance of vehicle license and driver license, vehicle license plates and driver license, and of course the management of our traffic and all of this in consonance with the Ministry of Transport, because that is a segment of the Ministry of Transport's authority that have been outsourced because of capacity and other things to a third party. And now, MDMC won this contract, and the contract has been active for some time, right? So they have always had this challenge from the labour traffic management folks that came to this country, made their way through top ups within the police structure, right? From Bernie Samuka, not Bernie Samuka, but Chris Masakwe coming down, and these are the bullies that they entered with, because the laws were reformed. Traffic management was under the police, but the laws were reformed, and then the Ministry of Transport assumed authority. But they went to the police. They have always believed that dealing with the police, they will make their way easier to get it. So these folks has been having a contract. We talk about this on many occasions. But there's an interesting development in a serious twist that brings to questions the president's true commitment to the empowerment of Liberians and making sure that there will not be business as usual. Right? So these guys, through all of their old relationship, they tried doing Ellington, they did not make it because there was already a contract awarded to a legitimate company that have not defaulted on the contract term in any way, shape, form, or manner, which is the MDMC. So they've been operating. When 2017 happened, and of course the United Party lost, CDC was coming, they moved and started running behind the designated guy for LNP, Patrick Sudu. And they put on display all kinds of things. They took even journalists from here and sent them out for workshops and training in other places to change and sway public perception in their favor. It did not work, because at long last, when President Weah himself encountered the reality, he said, no, but there's a contract. We cannot do this. We can't take this contract from a Liberian and give it. It's not about solely being Liberian, but the fact that this contract, there's no problem with it, and this is what the law says. So the Ministry of Transport respected the process, and there was no discussion. The guys from the labour traffic management collected their vehicles and all the things they brought in the country and packed it in one fence adjacent the SKD Sports Complex, and it was there all through the period. So when election happened, it became clear and vivid that Mr. Bwaka was coming to the presidency, and understanding the vulnerability of Mr. Bwaka in terms of cash, right? So they moved around and started having meetings and discussion with Gregory Cuomo and Mr. Bwaka's children, Jojo Jr. and this other guy that went to Nuka, right? Through this means, they managed to enter and penetrated the Unity Party and provided even logistics for the Unity Party second round campaign's ballot security.
Even when the president took over.
On the president, yeah.
When he was elected.
They deployed people with the president during that transitional period, and all the top up that were around the Unity Party, they provided logistical support, and they started
even financial support.
Financial. We're hearing 2 million. We're giving to some people and all of that. But that is to tell you how illicit financial transaction happen. People beat system. And you will feel like they're giving you more money, but they have done all of their calculation and they know what the degree of exploitation they are going to meant on the people. But for you, you're carried away. Oh, The new government just came. The president and his family, they're struggling. They need to live big. Somebody bring $2 million. And somebody behind the president welcomes it and start to push, cajole, and coerce the president. And the president gives in. And this is not a point where two persons competing for a contract that is open or a bid that is open. No. This one is a current contract that's active and that's working. What have we seen? Two communications have surfaced. Coming to the end of last week, a communication surfaced from the president's office with the president's signature instructing the Ministry of Transport to terminate the MDMC contract without any justifiable basis. Almost like an executive order terminating the contract. Then the question becomes, for what? What has happened?
Just to accommodate.
What is the wrong? Subsequently, what did we see? The Ministry of Justice issuing statement, that which I'm going to read here, and then you will come in while we try to get other details, right? Issue a statement telling the people, the Liberian people, that look, as of this date, they say, okay, latest from the Ministry of Justice on this subject matter. One, that as of Monday, February 3, 2025, all registration of vehicle, issuance of vehicle place and driver licenses will be done by the Liberia Traffic Management Incorporated. Mr. President, this contract is duly contracted by a Liberian company. Let's take the Liberian aspect from there, but there's this contract is already in force. There's an existing contract. Two, the Ministry of Justice says the public is required to procure and conduct their vehicle registration processes and driver licenses from the Liberia Traffic Management Incorporated, period. Three, all driver's licenses and vehicle registration to be renewed as of Monday, February 3, 2025 must be done at and by the Liberia Traffic Management Incorporated. What has happened? Have we terminated the contract with the MDMC?
Yes,
have they defaulted on the terms of the contract? Where did they go wrong? All new driver licenses and vehicle registration must be procured from the Liberia Traffic Management Incorporated as of Monday, February 3, 2025. 5. The Liberia National Police will continue to honor all driver licenses and vehicle registrations that are still valid and valid beyond Monday, February 3, 2025. However, any driver license and vehicle registration issued by other entities after Monday, February 3, 2025, either then the Liberia Traffic Management Incorporated is void and shall not be honored by the Liberia National Police. Please take note and govern yourself accordingly, and thanks for your usual cooperation. Here
Abu, like you said, we've been on this conversation for a couple of times now, and it's clear. But I'm one person who will always sit and understand that whatever the case is, whatever violation that is in this that we've alarmed over the time, the government is not going to reconsider. Abu,
you think so?
Yes. Abu, you should know how arrogant this group of people are, and as I would normally say, vindictive they are. And the fact is, there were things, this is a period back now to the Liberia Traffic Management team. During the transitional period, they were even during the course of the campaign, they did their side of the bargaining. And you know that traffic management, somebody how to call it, I work Gregory Como. He knew Gregory Como connection with the individual who got that, and all of that. So the thing is, the guys are after this for their self, for their interest. It is not about what the countries tend to benefit. One, you're taking a Liberian company out of job to accommodate Hezbollah-backed group. you're taking a company that is dealer registered, or a company that has been complying with all of the terms and conditions of the contract that you both signed, and you doing that only because you want to pay back somebody who did a piece of maybe generosity or kindness for you. So all of these things are happening, even to the extent that, Abu, we read a communication when the Ministry of Transport informed the Justice Ministry that they were in the know of any contract between the Liberia Traffic Management and, of course, the government, because the Ministry of Transport is even supposed to be the one pushing all of these things.
Oh, yeah, the Ministry of and there's a letter communication that even came from the Ministry of Transport in the subject, reaffirming, right, the validity and the currency of their contract with the MDMC. So now, Gregory and other people, using their influence, went ahead and pressed whatever button they have in the executive mansion and got the president to sign that communication, understanding that that is the only means by which they can cajole Salif Talon, right, into joining their bandwagon. And they have also successfully managed through the traffic management people to engage a lot of the media folks, right? A lot of the media folks on the subject, and you see a lot of publications. You see people are flying around now with the traffic management team and all that. It's simply because they realized the first time they tried this, when we got the information, we nipped it. We dealt with them, and then they retreated. They knew that the only stumbling block was Freedom FM, because for us, we're here as watchdogs and watching over the vulnerable. People who we believe are being attacked because of their incapacity, and power is being used to suppress them and trample upon their rights. So we are the voices that come right there to speak on their behalf. And that's why sometimes when we take these subjects, we take them with all of the stress and emphasis. Because it is absolutely unfathomable for you to know that this company, this contract that has the potential to make people millionaires, is being snatched away illegally, illegitimately, from a Liberian business that demonstrated the credential, the capability, and have executed the project in accordance with its term and agreements, but yet, in favor of illicit financial inducement, topped up within the Liberian National Police structure, in cahoots with the Ministry of Justice, the Minister of Justice, this man who we respected so much, but have seemed to be siding most of the time with illegal actions, probably for political accommodation purposes. Maybe it has come to Councillor Tua's realization that if you do not dance to the drum sound of the guys in power, you may just lose your job, because the environment does not create an opportunity for independence and professionalism. If you want to be like that, as you have been tipped in corner for a position on the Supreme Court's bench, you will just not get that. You may even lose your job as an Attorney General of the Republic. So probably he has fallen for that, because there are people in the society. Not everybody will accept to remain patriotic and stand for the national cause when the real temptations come. It is a huge temptation for anybody who does not have a strong sense of nationalism and patriotism when they are being told that, look, you will be the next justice appointed on the bench, and then you have a risk. Do you have somebody?
Yeah, but just continue.
And then you have a risk, and then you there challenging or trying to correct and bring sense to some of the actions. So anything you see, you go for it. And this is exactly what our dear good old man Oswald Tuer is likely falling prey to. And we believe this is bad for our country. If we continue to proceed, we do not have the power.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Higa Gonda, and I'm here calling you from Freedom FM.
Oh, okay.
So you care to please tell us what's your own name quickly?
My name is Ali Kroma.
Ali, you've won here before?
Yeah, but that was last year, the first time people came on the program.
Okay. Ali Kroma, you played a cash giveaway this morning, right?
Yeah.
How many times did you play?
I played 15 times.
You played 15 times, so you used 3,000. That is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
So you've won for yourself 10,000 this morning, Ali.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So we'll do the next between now to 9:40. So it's up to you. At least 6 persons. Then we do our next draw right here. Star 799, star 70 hash. Star 799, star 70 hash. We need just 6 more persons. Then we do our next draw. So let's watch as we continue here this morning.
Okay. So we have had a lot of conversation and did profiling of the Labor Traffic Management Incorporated. And sources have confirmed that these people, as we see them, they put beautiful cars in our streets. In fact, the terms of what they want to do, Hagar, will be very detrimental to we, the ordinary,
commuters.
Vehicle users, or people with cars or motorbikes or just whatever road users. Let me put it that way. And it will have an adverse effect on the ordinary masses. Now, the cost of traffic crimes will skyrocket because these folks, the monies that they have spent over the period, the reason you see they cannot live even in the face and reality of the fact that this contract is not available, but they still believe that they have spent millions and they need to recover them. And it's you that will pay. How you are going to pay? You see, in no time, you realize that the cost of vehicle registration will increase. And in no time, your driver license fee will increase. And in no time, you will have multiple tow trucks for sometimes no reason, towing your truck, towing your vehicles from the street for the sake of exploiting you to satisfy the monies that they have spent. And that's why they come here, they tell you that, oh, we have tow truck, so they will put this tow truck in each and every junction. The people have spent millions on the likes of Gregory Como and other people. And they want these monies back because these monies are not coming from clean sources, right? These are monies that are categorized under international financial monetary processes as illicit financial flows. These are proceeds of illicit financial flows. And these are, for the most part, illegal financial transfers that are made across borders. So they collect this money from the illicit sources, transfer them, and bring them to come and clean them in Liberia. And that's how, because there is no due diligence and accountability, they waste them anyhow. But they have a goal. Illicit financial transactors are not afraid to dish out money. They take huge risks because they're looking at the end. They say the end justifies the means, right? So IFFs can be illegal at the source, where it's coming from, doing their transfer or when they are being used. So when you see illicit financial money, you know, even at the point at which it's being used, the way the decisions are made, any legal money, you'll be very careful on how you spend it. The money is suffer for, and, you know. But when road goes steep, you know. So this is what happens, right? People who have not even secured a contract yet, they have not something. They've brought cream, they've brought this, they've brought that, because the money is illegal from the source, from its transfer and its utilization. So it's being used in very illegal ways to remove a legitimate contract. But these are very long conversations, that we're going to continue. And now that the president is here, this is to you, Mr. President. What is your vision? What is your goal? What do you want? What do you want for Liberia? What is the legacy you intend to leave here? Do you want to be remembered for the president that records the highest Liberian millionaires, or you want to be the president that be recorded for pushing Liberia further into poverty and, of course, as secondary citizens in their own country? This is a perfect opportunity. Who takes the job? It is not that, there's a common saying that Liberian people can be serious on their contract, blah, blah, blah. MDMC has not proven that. The records are clear.
But the government, all of the communications that the government is sending out, the government have not been able to pinpoint any violation that the MDMC have been involved into. Abu, if you must terminate a legitimate contract, there must be reason for which you want to terminate that. It's either one, is being terminated under mutual conversation or mutual understanding, or two, it is being terminated based on violation of certain provisions of that contract. And if you want to do so, especially a legally binding contract like the MDMC and the government of Liberia, I think what the government's supposed to be doing is to be releasing out to the public. What if the MDMC contract is being terminated because of violation? The violation should be listed out so that Liberians can know and understand for themselves that, oh yes, the government decided to do this because of this. But the government have failed. All of the communications that the Justice Ministry have sent out, none of them have been able to identify the shortcoming of the MDMC for which the contract has been terminated.
And they are bypassing the channel.
Yes.
And they're using power. That's why going to the ministry and they're going to
yes, so that's why you see they're using the police and of course the Ministry of Justice, because the police, Gregory are close linked to this company, the Liberia Traffic Management. Gregory got close linked to that company. And the police guys you see around in the streets today from the MDMC. And that is why when we said to you that when the president is elected, they are not supposed to receive gifts.
So the code of conduct.
Yeah, the code of conduct. The code of conduct. They are not supposed to receive gifts. So this is part of the gifts that the government received that all of us here sat and clapped for and said, oh yes, the gifts were presented so that it smoothed the way, and as a part of the conversation, we supported your campaign. And Mr. President, since you want later 2 million here, you can use it to start up and all of these things. Now, they were giving the government we want this contract. The devil can get nothing free. So now the government, because of how the limited have been involved into clandestinely doing things undercover for high-ranking officials of government, and of course including the president. So now they see it as their benefit to be able to get this contract. So they can't wait for the time, the length of the contract that was signed first between the MDMC and the government. They can't wait for that time to that limit to reach. So what they can do is to be able to hijack, use power, use force, hijack the contract and be able to take it and give it to their interest. Because Gregory knows he's going to be benefiting. The president has been promised something, and this is something that is bad for our country.
But the Liberians will pay.
Because Liberians are going to pay. Yes, of course, you're right. So all the one that clandestinely we're not getting any information on. So all of these things are not good for our country. If somebody violates the law of the republic, the laws of the republic, the best that you can do, be able to mention out the laws that the person violated, and we know where we are. Then we can sit back here and lash at the MDMC for violating a legally binding law that was signed between them and the government.
Correct.
But you can be hijacking somebody's contract and taking it and giving it to your interest. What's the rationale behind that? You say in the interest of the Liberian people, or what? This country, you can't talk about.
This is taking me to what the Panoramic Justice Group in their communication to Chris Smith and other U.S. congressional members complaining about all of the human rights violations speaks to. When judicial bodies are being replaced with political institutions, and of course state security and state offices are used to suppress other people outside of what the law requires, is terrible. And this is a demonstration of all that, right? And I'm going to read exactly what Dr. Gidipo of the Panoramic Justice Group said. That the group's executive director and a retired U.S. Marine Corps officer warned that Liberia is rapidly descending into authoritarianism with security forces supplanting democratic institutions. And this is what it is. So you're using the police to supplant the authority of the Ministry of Transport granted to them by law. And in cahoots with the Ministry of Justice, who's also accused of always providing flawed legal interpretation for these illegal actions and human rights violations, the violations of the laws and constitution of Liberia, to meet the political taste of his employer. And this is sad for our country. And the most disturbing of all this is, again, a slap in the face of our justice system. I'm sorry. This matter, when it started, what did the MDMC do? They said, we not get power. It's the way the country, so we're going to the court. And you understand, Higa? They went straight to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court placed an injunction on the matter. They pray for prohibition. And you understand? So while that prohibition was done, a communication to the government of Liberia was also issued. There's the petition for prohibition, and this is what the Supreme Court said. And then we will go to the phone lines. So you are hereby commanded. So let me just start it so that you all know exactly. Joseph Ichimo is Yamin Bese Senior, right? Modern Development and Management Corporation petitioner versus the government of Liberia, represented by and through the Ministry of Justice, Attorney General, and that's the first respondent, and the Ministry of Transport, second respondent, and Public Procurement and Concession Commission, third respondent, and the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, fourth respondent, the Liberia Revenue Authority, fifth respondent, Republic of Liberia, to Brigadier General, blah, 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 Kese, blah, blah, blah. You are hereby commanded to notify the government of Liberia, of the Republic of Liberia, through the Ministry of Justice, Councillor Oswald N. Tuer, the Ministry of Transport, through the Minister of Transport, Honorable Salif Tala, Public Procurement and Concession Commission, through its Executive Director, and of course, Minister Honorable Augustine P. Gafuan, and the Liberia, that's for the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, P. Gafuan, and the Liberia Revenue Authority, through its Commissioner General Honorable James Dobojala, Liberia respondents in the above entitled course of action to appear by filing their returns before His Honor Yamin Kokwe Gbese Senior, Associate Justice of the Honorable Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia, presiding in chambers at the Supreme Court, Room, Temple of Justice, on or before February 5, 2025, at the hour of 4:00 p.m. and I'm holding there. I hold it right there. So this is what the justice said, that they should appear and give reason for why the petitioner petition for a writ of prohibition should not be granted. in the wake of that, from the highest court in the land, the Minister of Justice, flagrantly dishonoring the Supreme Court, went ahead and issued a statement to the public and telling the public to already begin doing business with the Liberia Traffic Management Agency. What kind of country are we? Country of law or country of men?
Country of men, I think. So, Abu, we here. Can we see whether we can give out money to you the next 15 minutes? Star 799 star 70 hash. Let's see whether we have something here to run after quickly. Star 799 star 70 hash. We need 4-5 persons between now and the next 15 minutes. 5 persons, then we do one draw quickly before we can call it a day here on today's edition of the program right here this morning. So all you have to do for just 200 LDs, stand a chance to win 10,000 or 50,000. I want to give out 50,000, but let me see what it will be like. So all you have to do star 799 star 70 hash, and then we good. You move on, get for yourself 20 or 10,000 here.
So let's do the next 10 minutes with the cash giveaway and see what happens, whether the magic can work for us to get the 50,000 going out, because the public say you should add 10 minutes. So you 10 minutes, add 10 minutes, we take course for 15 minutes. So that is that. So yes, folks, it's your chance. It's your chance, and if our information is right, the horse is going out on Sunday. So while we are all going to celebrate the county meet, when Mangibi will be walking away victorious after flocking Lufa today, and then we beat Grenjida, then we take the cup, we carry Mangibi, we'll go celebrate with our families, our in-laws, and everybody, and all that. So you have a chance with cash giveaway to win yourself 2-bedroom brand new
house, and the joy should be doing the county meet.
Yeah. And you understand? So that's just for $200. And while you are playing this money, we're giving you $10,000.
Yeah, 10,000 at least.
And we are also giving you $50,000 and $20,000. So you see there. So in the next 10 minutes, let's raise 7 winners, 7 players. Right here, that is not much.
Yeah.
In the next 10 minutes, let's raise 7 players and see who are those interested in bettering their story. Because some of you, most times, some people have said, we let it be complacent, we okay. So you wake up, you start your day with your leg, buck in the hair, and you okay, you wake up, you find somewhere, you sleep. You can't always be like that. That's team big. Former president.
Ellen say if a dream doesn't scare you, then it's not. Yeah.
You know me, I let you tell them say you got team big. So it's important. Wake up today. You're lying down in that zinc shack. You could be the next person winning that house for yourself,
and you could be like,
and that will begin the process of changing your life story. Don't be complacent. Yes, I know some of you say, "Oh, we can play, but we're not lucky yet." That lucky ticket. If we had the power and the means, we'll make all of you win. But you see the reason why we encourage, because we believe the impact this will have on each of the winners are so much immense impact. Even those that are winning the 10,000, the 20,000, it have significant impact on them, whether for their daily transaction, their weekly, whatever thing is able to impact in their family. The fact that you're able to provide 2 bags of rice and put it down, you get mental stability and peace in the home for 1 month.
1 month plus.
Or 2 months.
It depends how many persons in that house.
But the fact that for that period you're relaxed, we take pride in that. And that's why we always suspend our conversation
just to
come back and say, look,
win something.
People should win something, get something to smile about. It's unfortunate, and we wish as we continue with this, and that's why we do not want the cash giveaway folks to leave Liberia, because they're in Liberia, they're in Ghana, they're in Kenya, they're in Nigeria,
Equatorial Guinea,
they're in places. And for the business to remain, it has to be
supported.
Because we believe the more it stay here, other people who have not won yet will one day have their own time to win. Maybe the time you will be winning is when the prices will even get bigger. They say, oh, I've been playing 18 years since it came. But finally, I don't win. By that time, the Ray always talk to us, so look, I have a special, place in my heart for this country. And that's why whenever I have these great opportunity, I always want to Liberia with it. And he has, absolutely demonstrated that. Some of you will keep talking. In places the Ghana, but don't talk to me. As soon as Megan started showing, talking about it, he announced the number, and people have their code, and then they may continue with transaction or with conversation. He come and check the dashboard and do his job, and then at the close of it, this is how it happened. And when we started, how we started doing, but it seems like people quit to get complacent and tired, and they satisfied with their poverty. We are saying, take advantage of that. Get your phone, you need to hold. You make sure, like on a day like this, you have 200, 400, you try a lot, you put the phone down, you wait. If you get 1,000, you try a lot, you put the phone down, you wait. You keep doing it. One day, you don't know what will just happen for you.
I took borrow house, our house. No, but I think we need a petition with. I think what they can be doing. Yeah, imagine the garage guys who got the garage by us here. Somebody have one from there before, but we working with.
Yeah.
We don't play. I don't think by me I can pick you. You have to. But it's cool. That is, it's intended to ensure that at least nobody feel like, oh, because imagine now Higa here sitting and doing a Jordan or Higa win. People will say, I think what they get to me like that and blah blah blah. So it's up to you this morning. What was the threshold that you said?
7.
Okay, 7 persons. So maybe we got 2 more. We got 2 persons for now, and we need 5 more persons in 10 minutes. If you can do it, 5 more persons in 10 minutes. *799*70#. Maybe we can interspice that with picking calls.
Okay.
Yes. Then while we wait to get the 5, if we can have it, *799*70# is the code right here. You stand a chance to win 10,000.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning, go ahead.
Yeah, Abu, let me say this morning for the record. If Joseph Bola continue like this, he will not enter in heaven.
You to heaven.
Why am I saying this? Why am I saying this, Abu? Because everything about heaven is law. And this president does not believe in the law. If you get a look at our law, I think one of our law is all power, Abu, is in the people. And all free government are instituted by their authority and for their benefit. So, Abu, why I want benefit? Why I want benefit money? Abu, why I want benefit?
Yeah, benefit. Like Lebanese and Indian people, they taking the contract and giving it to.
So that's why I'm saying if mother continue like this, because the Bible says God is faithful and just to forgive. If mother can't change, mother will not enter in heaven. It is just the around to say
Mama, you know.
Okay. *799*70#. Who's in here? Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Can I hear that? Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, thank you. Let me appreciate you guys for the talking points. So I listened to the interactions you have with the guy from Ministry of Deportation. There are businesses that are secure for like bread. And of recent, I was checking, B. Martin has started to produce and also importing their own gasoline in the country. This should not be happening under the watch of a government. Government will see these things happening. It is completely wrong. Can you imagine water production is for Liberians? It's not for foreigners. B. Martin not producing water. I think one of the deputy ministers or one of the systems here will reflect that issue. He said the government will see at best.
What is that? Mineral water production, right?
Yes, mineral water production. B. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
They are only into mineral business.
Yeah. I agree. I think I saw a bottle somewhere with B. Martin on it.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it caught my attention. You're right.
It is completely wrong. You can't do that. There are Liberians who want to invest into those areas. But the foreigner has taken one. Why would you come to mineral business and you're producing water? Mm-hmm. In fact, they are bringing their own gasoline in the country. Those things are not right. Any government that comes, when those things are happening, we should be able to speak to it. To, intervene as to see how best those things can be resolved. But it is completely wrong. So to end on this note, Abu, I told you the president will come back and will all smart. Liberia was selected among few African countries that they will be empowering our energy sector.
Man, move on, man. Mama, we're talking about taking contact on Labempo. Is that? We will not receive power outage for more than 8 hours. How many hours?
So yeah, we're moving. We need full move persons. Let's speak David King. David, morning.
Yeah, morning, brother. Morning. My brother, sorry, I can sound at one big convenient. This thing was something here that about to happen to us in this country. Are they looking at the security risk?
Canceling contract for Liberians and giving it to foreigners. So who are we in our own country now? Yeah, Liberian there to come to their country. They come to their country, then no opportunity there. We tell our own opportunity, we give it to foreigners. This is bad.
Organization policy by this government, they don't even have interest in it, my brother. They don't have interest.
You want to invest in money? They tell class B, they say for Lebanese and Indian and foreigners. Coco, they get Lebanese and Indian and foreigners. One thing I'm going to do in their own country.
So what is there now for Liberian people? What is our own benefit and citizen of the republic? But we sit here every day, one crazy woman that went to that kind of forum where they ask you people questions instead of getting sensitive of himself. How he been in Coco for 30 years. 30 years, he left the Coco. Why you have to do the question they ask you?
Okay.
And you take it only for us and giving it to foreigners.
All right, let's speak.
We'll go to the bank to get money from the central bank. No. They don't give a loan there. They give it to the foreigners, they give the Indians, and the Lebanese people, the foreign people. They're the ones that are getting loan from the bank today.
All right, let's talk to.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for the recognition. Morning to Abu.
Morning.
Morning, Amos.
Amos, you said that.
Amos,
you said that. Represented here, the people crying, they can't see you. Where you at? Morning.
Yeah, my people know I'm working hard for them. Right now, as we speak, they have safe drinking water, and you guys will be part of the deputation.
Okay. When is that?
Well, I built a modern water plant in the district, Cooper Town to be precise.
Okay. That is a district computer.
Yeah, so dedicated.
Mama, you'll be giving all water?
Yeah, well, I mean, water there. It's not similar to the district. You need to carry Abu down there before I come.
No, but
and I know that place very good, but now your district,
they make an in-law for me.
No, my in-laws are from Bombay, so that
one being carrying them.
Abu leave that man with me. I will handle that. I want to commend you guys for your tireless effort on speaking about the issue in our country. But the truth be told, our country is in a position now that we all have to stand up to speak out. You guys have been speaking, but it seems to be that it's not there working for the entire country. So what's going to happen? Our people should embrace themselves for the worst. Because it is clear now that the government is struggling to have leverage on resources to carry on their development. So what's going to happen? The citizens are the ones that are going to feel the pain. So for example, you're just speaking to a guy from the mining sector. And this guy cannot even clarify or justify the reason for raising tariff from 10,000 to 15,000. And we're speaking in US dollars. How many Liberians that you can even come on to give you $1,000 US in our country at the moment? Even the business people are struggling.
At the Ministry of Transport now.
So in Listen, okay, you see, so we're getting development by protestation. We can say for what we encourage our reporters to go there and tell about these are terrible things, and that's what we have been advocating. So you see, we are getting vindicated. But it must just conclude, and there's a latest
Yeah, so about you guys have done exceptionally well for the information, and that is why sometimes I hear you guys talking about people threatening you. You see, you will only be threatening people who don't want to hear the truth, and the truth will have to be put out for the people to get sense of direction, and that's what is happening in the country. So, like for example, let me just conclude on this. I don't know whether you guys speak about it. When I watched the video about our president being in Tanzania and a general question about the investment climate of energy. Listen, investment come in 2 or 3 phases. 1, the justice system. 2, the security system in the country. If you cannot speak to your justice system and your security system in your country, sorry, there's no investment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, talking about taking contract from Liberians and giving it to foreigner while we're having a conversation, and this is quite interesting. This is not the only case. This is just the beginning, and Liberians have to wake up and stand up. I'm talking about the mining sector. I'm talking about the cocoa industry. I'm talking about the logging. These things are happening. Our own country, our resources, we're being deported. We're being deported from other people's countries. So we come in our country. We come there. Our government is taking opportunity for us, making the industries difficult for us to thrive and giving leverage to foreigners above Liberian. This is what we are talking about in this town, and somebody is taking it for a joke. So a brother here called and said, just now while we are here, to say, look, gentlemen, the conversation you're having, this is actually killing us. It has been difficult for us to speak because the whole sense of party thing. So we're afraid so that we do not come out in something. But it's reaching a point. This young man you can be celebrating Mo Ali. Mo Ali has taken a contract from a Liberian business in favor of a foreign business. Not because the Liberian was defaulting, but because sometimes, just like the MDMC, they can get kickback on that side, they can get kickback on the side, so they take it from the people. Well, let's take more calls.
So let's talk to this person right here. Good morning from the diaspora.
Good morning.
Oh, wow. You made all of the efforts to go through, but then, yes. 0776 104 104 plus 231 500 104. The numbers right here. You can call us on. Let's talk to this person. Morning. Hello.
Yeah, hey guys, and let me say good morning to you guys this morning.
Morning, Chief.
My name is Ishmael Kamara. Let me appreciate you guys this morning. What is it for highlighting critical issues of national concern? I think our country is in trouble. Am I right? Yeah, I think our country is in trouble. Okay. What we are right now, there's a need, right, for the Pastor Waka to either step aside and give the people the prevent space. Because you cannot hear the phone. There is a need for him to step aside. The last time we hear Pastor Waka and other people were telling us that everyone were being spectators in their own government. But today I think it's getting worse by the day.
Disrespecting the code. The code say, oh, y'all hold it, y'all can't speak at all. Then you say, no, y'all go sit down. Y'all go ahead, y'all bring it up, let's block it, right? The code say, y'all hold. I thought also, in the government, the code say, y'all hold it, y'all come, let me hear. Then you say, no, you say, in fact, the code say, so you to the 5th.
So far, call us quickly on 0 or plus 231 776 672 581 plus 231 776 672 581 plus 231 776 672 581. For our diaspora callers, the main line has gone off. So let's talk to this person. Morning. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a serious problem. A serious problem, very serious.
Yeah.
And I've been sick for the past 9 months now. 9 months, yeah. And I went to the sick bush. I ate food in my state.
That's not the conversation yet. Morning.
Sorry about that one, brother. We should speak.
Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah, I step up the line and to continue what I was saying, I think the president needs to step aside. So let me tell you this: you cannot tell me for God's sake that parents who deserve to have the debt, right? They are being placed at the bottom. It is bad for our economy. It is bad for law for a country, you want to see is the people be given the first preference. So in our country, I think similar thing need to be done. And if, and only if, this government under President Obama cannot afford to give us this leverage, there's no need for you to remain our president. You cannot be able to say $10,000 should be paid by Latwe or I got the partners, and I say $10,000 should be paid by foreigners.
Say 50,000. No, is it 50,000? They're taking it to 50,000.
Yeah, I've been raised now for 10 to 50,000.
All right. Thank you.
I thought Latwe should be giving special price.
Okay.
That would be less than the foreigners.
All right, let's talk to this person. Morning.
Maybe two.
Morning.
Hello?
Morning. Morning, Chief. Where? Where from Gainesville?
Abu, I want to say to you, thank you for the talk. This president is king of force in this country. Even in nowhere for the country. The president is our president. They are not king of rescue the country. They king of rescue themselves and they are the family.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I think we're going to hold it right there because, folks, this is quite interesting. The interests are coming from all over. Even our diaspora folks are having interest because when you go out there, you suffer, you work, you save some money, you won't invest in your country, but you think you want to invest, and these are the development now in the reality in the country, and you're sad. This is MDMC. We do not know who will be next, and this is troubling. These conversations are going to continue, and the most scary part about this 1 year is when you go to court, then they part behind the court is not respected. Yeah, they part behind the court and say we're not honoring the court. No, this is so terrible. This is disgustingly disgraceful, very, very distasteful, and it has to stop. It has to stop. How does it stop? By Liberians rallying. This have got nothing to do with political side. If Freedom FM is the station standing for you, you have to join the advocacy for the respect of the right of Liberians in their own country. And government must create the protection of Liberian businesses. We want to spend our monies to make Liberian millionaires. We feel proud, feel excited. But you bring foreigners here, and they will extort from us, become millionaires and take care of their homes, and they will call us names. They will insult Liberians. The government is doing that. This is sheer wickedness. But we will continue this conversation. This is just the beginning. The letter from the president's office that I want to read for you, you will be shocked. They want nobody come and blame, say, oh, that the people around the president, that the people around from the president's office. I will read that communication right here. We will be sitting. Right? The guy will display it. I will read it. You will see, for those of you in the diaspora, you will know, say, the thing we say, we're not lying. How we get it? We got it from the president's office. You go do your thing. My name is Abu, and of course, Hega, we got to go.
Yeah, we will be here. I'm going to be here on tomorrow. But Abu is taking his normal weekend break. So until tomorrow, let's pray that Liberia remain peaceful. Let's pray for the peace of our country.
That's correct. Until we meet, to have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.